Assalamu alaikum, sir.
عليكم السلام. How are you, Dr. Rima?
Alhamdulillah, sir. Hope you are doing good.
Alhamdulillah, very good. Dr. Hira, you hear us? Dr. Rima, both of you now co-host.
Yeah, okay, sir. Thank you.
Welcome. Dr. Hira, everything is okay with you? The mic, the presentation? You are a co-host now. You can share your file. Okay. Inshallah, Dr. Rima, 7:30 at the time you will start, and Dr. Hira, inshallah, after you.
Oh, okay, sir.
Okay, thank you.
Miss Hira, you are with us. Can you share your screen for testing? Excuse me, sir. The recording will be start automatically, or I should need to be do something.
No, no, automatically, inshallah, started with opening.
Okay.
I shared this banner. Is it okay?
Yeah, sure.
Okay. After Dr. Hira to be ready, she can share and I will stop sharing.
Okay, sir. Noted. Sarah, if you're ready, you can share your screen. Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. Assalamu alaikum. I am Rima Shrain from the e-learning center. It is my pleasure to welcome you all to today's session on the topic integrating inquiry-based learning into your lectures, presented by our amazing speaker, Ms. Hira Kalsoom Natamkar. Ms. Natamkar is a passionate teacher from the Department of Foreign Languages at the College of Arts and Humanities. With 14 years of teaching and leadership experience, she also worked as coordinator of e-learning unit at Al-Arda Applied College. She is a certified teacher from Oxford, United Kingdom, a Blackboard Learn LMS trainer, and a member of Oxford Teachers Club. Ms. Natamkar is dedicated to learning new skills and using modern teaching methods to create a supportive environment for her students. Her teaching style helps students to explore and achieve great learning outcomes. So, let us give her a warm welcome for today's valuable session. So, Ms. Hira, now room is yours.
Assalamu alaikum. Is my voice clear?
Yes, clear. We hear you, Doctor.
Yes, ma'am, your screen is perfectly shared.
Okay, Assalamu alaikum everyone. Today's topic is integrating inquiry-based learning into your lectures. So my name is Hira. I'm from the Department of Foreign Languages, Jazan University. So the objectives of this workshop, let's have a look. Purpose of the workshop, to equip participants with the knowledge and skills to effectively incorporate inquiry based learning, in short, IBL, into their lectures to enhance student engagement and learning. So, as we all know, that with the shift from 3 semesters to 2 semesters, we have enough time to incorporate innovative teaching methods into our curriculum. Also, by establishing what students already know about a topic, teachers can ensure lessons are tailored to their exact needs, and students can focus on filling the gaps in their knowledge. This means that our precious classroom time is not spent on areas students are already confident in. So the outcomes of the workshop, at the end of the workshop, hopefully, we will have an understanding of the principles of IBL, practical strategies for implementation, and how to create engaging and effective IBL activities for our students. So let me ask you a question here. How much do you know about inquiry based learning? So here are the options: a lot, A; B, something; C, not much; D, almost nothing. You can write in the chat box. Okay. Yes, mashallah, we are getting a lot of answers. Yes, something. Okay. All right. So let's see, or have an overview of IBL, that is inquiry-based learning. So this is a student-centered approach that values students' knowledge, experience, and interest in the learning process. As I told you before, students will have a clear understanding of what they need to work on to improve, which results in them becoming more motivated, more autonomous, and more efficient learners. IBL seeks to tap into students' curiosity by giving them opportunities to engage in authentic discovery. So here, unlike students start with interesting questions, which sparks students' curiosity and thinking and talking about what they know and what they want to find out next. So students ask their questions related to the topic that interest them, discover the answers, and share the findings with others. IBL can be used in any subject area, making it a versatile and effective teaching strategy. So unlike traditional education methods, which often start with facts and laws, inquiries IBL begin with questions posed by students and instructors. This method emphasizes the student's role in the learning process, making it a more active experience where they are encouraged to engage with the material, they ask questions, and they explore the answers. Okay, we have here let's understand the framework, constructivist approach. So, what is constructivist approach? It's a theory that emphasizes the active role of learners in constructing their own understanding and knowledge of the world through experiencing things and reflecting on their experiences. This theory believes in constructing knowledge rather than acquiring it. So, some of the key elements of this theory is like active learning, meaningful learning, prior knowledge, social interaction. So, these activities are designed to be meaningful and, very importantly, relevant to the students' lives, promoting deeper understanding and retention. So let's see how the elements of IBL aligns with the core principles of constructivism. So one of the principles is learning is an active process. And IBL says is all about student-centered learning. IBL places students at the center learning process, encouraging them to take an active role in their education. Second principle, building on prior knowledge. And IBL fits here like into inquiry and exploration. IBL involves students asking questions, investigating solutions, and constructing new knowledge. Social interaction is also one of the principles. By using IBL, teachers can provide support and guidance as students engage in inquiry, gradually removing this support as students become more proficient. Let's have a look at some of the benefits of inquiry-based learning. Analytical skills. IBL encourages students to analyze information, evaluate evidence, and think critically about their findings. Real-world applications. IBL often involves solving real-world problems, which helps students develop practical problem-solving skills. Creative thinking. Encourage students to think creatively and explore multiple solutions to a given problem. Self-directed learning. IBL helps students take charge of their own learning, developing skills that are essential for lifelong learning. So this is very important here. It's a part here. It's not like you teach and then you leave the class and then you move on to another topic. Here, the student, they carry on their learning throughout their life. Adaptability. Students learn to adapt to a new information in changing environments, making them more resilient learners. Relevance to students. As I told you earlier, that some topics really interest students, so they are motivated. So here IBL connects learning to students' interest and real life context, increasing their engagement and motivation. Teamwork. Here, IBL often involves collaborative projects, helping students develop essential teamwork and communication skills. Is here 5E learning model. Okay, so this is there are different models, like for example 7E learning model, and then we have here 5E learning model. So how does it fit? So 5E learning model adopts inquiry-based learning. It consists of 5 phases: engage, explore, explain, elaborate, and evaluate. So by engaging the student, the goal is to spark students' interest and curiosity. Teachers introduce a concept or a problem to capture students' attention and connect to their prior knowledge. Explore. Here, students actively participates in hands-on activities to investigate the concept. This phase encourages collaboration and experimentation, allowing students to form their own understanding. Next one is explain. Here, students, they speak, they come out with their understanding, and the teachers introduces formal language like scientific terminology and explanations to clarify concepts. This phase involves discussion when there is for example, when explanations are going on to clarify some concepts. So students, they speak, they participate in the discussion, and they reflect, and also there is direct instruction. Elaborate. The last one is elaborate. Here, students apply their new knowledge to different contexts, extending their understanding here. This phase often includes, we can have like projects. We can include this in projects. So let's have a look on the key components of IBL. I think I missed evaluate. Yeah, the last one is evaluate. Both students and teachers, they test their understanding and skills. This phase includes assessments like FAs and SA. FA is formative assessments, SA summative assessment, self-assessment also, and feedback to ensure learning goals are met. So let us see how these 5 E's fit into the key components of IBL. So activating prior knowledge is one of the key components of IBL. And from the 5 E's, we take engage. So there are several techniques like brainstorming sessions. So the teacher can start with a brainstorming activity where the students share what they already know about this topic. So in the beginning of the class, you can have a brainstorming activity. And then KWL charts. We can use KWL charts. KWL, K means know, W is want to know, and L stands for learned. So these charts, they help students to organize their thoughts and set learning goals. Concept mapping. Create concept maps to visualize or let the student visualize to visually represent connections between their prior knowledge and the new knowledge. So concept maps are very good, a very good idea, mind mapping. And the last technique here is question prompts. Ask guiding questions to your students, to test their existing knowledge and experiences that they can relate to this topic. Providing background information, the second component of IBL, and from the 5E model, explore and explain fits here. So first of all, the teacher, she needs to give an effective introduction. By using multimedia resources like videos, infographics, interactive websites, we can provide engaging and accessible background information. Reading materials. The teacher can assign relevant articles, book chapters, or research papers to build a foundation, to build the foundational knowledge. Guest speakers. We can invite experts, if not experts, we can have our own teachers, to just provide insights and context on the subject matter. Rather than having the same teacher, we can have one more teacher, like as an activity, we can invite another teacher to speak or about this topic. Case studies here. Present case studies that highlight the relevance and application of the topic in the sense in real world scenario. The third component, defining learning outcomes. So elaborate from the 5E model. So the outcomes, first of all, they should be specific and measurable. So we teachers, we need to ensure that the LOs, the learning outcomes, are SMART. So what is SMART? SMART, S stands for specific, M for measurable, A for achievable, R for relevant, and T for time-bound. So these should be, they should also be aligned with standards. Aligning learning outcomes with the curriculum standards and educational goals is equally important. Student-centered objectives frame outcomes in terms of what students will be able to do, or uh, able to understand by the end of the teaching process. Communicate expectations. So teachers, first of all, we should clearly communicate the learning outcomes to our students so they can understand the goals and criteria for success. Number 4, establishing topics and evaluate from the 5E model. Student interest. So first of all, we need to select topics, or we need to refine the topics to encourage students, by encouraging students to choose topics based on their interests and passion. Passion in the sense like passion making the inquiry process more engaging. So when we introduce topics which are interesting to our students, they participate more. Guided choice. So provide a list of potential topics or themes to help students get started, but also allow flexibility, to refine or modify the topics according to the level of our students. We know our students, so we need to be flexible at the same time. Research questions. Assist students in formulating clear and focused research questions that will guide their inquiry. Feasibility and scope. Help students assess their feasibility and scope of their topics. We need to ensure one thing here, that the students, the students should manage the topics within the given time frame and also the resources that they have. By focusing on these key components, we teachers can effectively incorporate IBL into our lectures. We can create a dynamic and engaging learning environment for our students, so they can start thinking, and they can start actually, using in their lives as well. Examples across disciplines in the sense, like as I told you, this fits into any subject. So as I'm from the English department, for Department of Foreign Languages. So let's start with language and literature here. First thing, so how can we use IBL? By literary analysis. So here, students explore themes, characters, motivations, and narrative structures in literature. They ask critical questions, they engage in deep analysis. For example, like, we can ask them to examine the different themes, or the themes of power and corruption from Macbeth. From my personal experience, I would like to share one thing, that this semester I'm teaching post-colonial literature. where every week I'm actually using this method. And from my personal experiences, I must say that my students are enjoying their classes. The first 2 weeks, I saw them not showing much interest, but then when I started this kind of activities, I every week before the lecture starts, I just give them some hints or themes or characters and let them explore. Okay, the next week they start the class. So in this way, one thing is, in this way they actually get a chance to present their ideas. Also, they come out. The class is divided into teams. So there is social interaction. There is a very good collaboration, and when I teach from the textbook, they understand it quickly. Okay, and also I can see there is a lot of improvement in my students. Creative writing. Encourage students to write alternative endings. So this is also a very good method where you can ask your students to write to write the conclusion, or write the endings, and create stories inspired by the literature they study. Cultural inquiry. Investigating the culture, traditions, and history of language being learned. For example, they can explore the festivals and celebrations of English-speaking countries, and also they can participate in like fancy dress competitions, where they get a chance to come out and share their ideas. Language immersion activities. Here, engaging in activities that require the practical use of the language. So, for example, like interview, or like creating language learning podcast. These are activities that where they can use language practically. Case study. Here, for example, where students actually they choose novels to read in small groups. They discuss the themes and they present their analysis to the class. So the outcome here is this approach. This approach actually fosters a love for reading. It improves critical thinking, and it encourages collaborative learning. Next discipline is math. So real-world problem solving. Here, we can present students with real-world problems that require mathematical solutions, such as calculating the cost efficiency of different energy sources or analyzing statistical data from surveys. Mathematical modeling. Teachers can encourage students to create mathematical models to understand complex systems like population growth or financial markets. Case study. A math class designed and conducted a survey on community health habits. So in this way, the students, they collect data, they perform the statistical analysis and present their findings to the local authorities or the local health officials. The outcome of these activities, when you use these activities, you can see your students are actually learning how to apply these mathematical concepts to analyze data and make informed recommendations, bridging the recommendations here means like they bridging the gap between the classroom learning and real world applications. Science. So science can be like, I know we have lots of colleagues here who are from this science field. Like we can present a case study, a group of students, they can conduct a year-long project on the local the community health, or they can the watershed's health. They can collect water samples. They can test for pollutants. They can analyze the data to propose solutions for improving water quality. Scientific investigations. Here, students can design and conduct experiments to test the hypothesis on various scientific phenomena. Like, for example, they can explore the impact of different environmental conditions on plant growth. Field studies, engaging students in field work to collect data and analyze ecosystems, such as studying the local wildlife or studying the water quality in our city, in Jazan. So the outcome here, these activities, they not only enhance students' understanding of environmental science, but also engage them in meaningful real world problem solving. Let's see some of the challenges. We do like every innovative learning models, techniques, they have their pros and cons. So some of the challenges here: to implement IBL, time consuming, but as I said in the beginning, that from 3 semesters to 2 semesters, we can inculcate some new methodologies into our lectures. It is possible. Student readiness. Yes, at the same time, there are some students, they take time to participate. They do not come out. They are shy. And also there our students varying levels, or abilities, that make these kind of activities, it's like a challenge for them. And teacher expertise. Here, teachers may require some additional training and professional development to effectively implement IBL in their lectures. Also, we teachers, we need to have strong skills to guide students through the inquiry process. At the same time, we shouldn't be taking the control here, because it is a student-centered approach. Resistance to change. Again, there are some students, they don't adapt, or they may resist IBL due to because one thing is because they are used to the traditional method, they are used to the passive learning methods. Also, some places, like for example, some institutions, they have rigid structures and policies that do not support the teachers, or do not support the curriculum, or they don't want to change the curriculum. But alhamdulillah, in Jazan University, we don't have such rigidness. Our institution is open to new methods. Consistency and continuity. So we need to ensure that IBL activities, they align with the curriculum standards and learning activities, learning objectives actually, which can be quite challenging. So maintaining the continuity and building on IBL skills, it actually requires coordination and planning. With good coordination and good planning, we can actually continue and build on these skills. By being aware of these challenges, we teachers can develop strategies to address them and create a more effective IBL environment. Takeaways from this workshop. So here we have the 5 E's teachers should avoid, and instead teachers should. What should they do? So engage. When you engage your students, you start the lesson by explaining the topic. You should avoid to start the lesson by explaining the topic. Instead, the teachers should hook students' interest in the topic or arouse their curiosity with a problem question. Teachers should avoid allowing students to do whatever they want. Instead, teachers should put direction in the inquiry and set parameters, like you should um, set some steps in this inquiry. Have hands-on work instead of having, like, teacher talking or doing all the talking. The teachers, they should ask students to present their findings and reasons, then give feedback on their answers and other inputs. So there should be more student participation. Giving a test at once after new discussion, this is we should avoid this actually. We should extend students' learning to situations and new challenges. Let them explore rather than just finish the topic and then give them a test. Under evaluate, assessing only with a written objective type test. So we should use open-ended and application type of assessments. So I conclude the workshop with the quote from Benjamin Franklin. Tell me and I forget, teach me and I remember, involve me and I learn. So that's all for today. And thank all the participants and the organizers for giving me a chance to present this topic.
Thank you so much, Dr. Hira, for this important topic and the excellent presentation. And thank you all for attending and sharing and concentrating with Dr. Hira. Now I shared you a link for evaluation and getting the certifications by email. Now, anyone who wants to share or to ask a question, he can raise his hand and I will open the mic for him. Or you can ask your questions in the chat if you need to ask or share any opinion. Okay, I see we don't have any questions, so we can end the session. Thank you so much for Dr. Ahira and for you. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
Doctor, one second. There is one
Yeah, yeah,
person.
yeah,
Uh,
please.
he has raised his hand. He
Yeah,
or
I
she.
give, yes, I give him the to unmute. If you face any problem, you can write your question or sharing in the chatting. Dr. Ahira, I think by mistake raising a hand because it
Yes,
didn't.
doctor.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you so much for you and for all.
Okay, doctor. Thank you so much, Dr.
You are welcome.
Ahmed. And I also thank Dr. Turki for organizing this event. Thank you so much and have a
Thank
good,
you.
nice
Thank you
evening,
so.
doctor.
Thank you so much, Doctor.
Dr. Ahmed, there is a question from the participants. I'm getting it personally. Are you there? Dr. Dr. Savi?
Yes, Doctor.
Yes, doctor. The participants, they would like to get the certificates in English, because the presentation was in English. And I think if the certificates are issued in English, it will be really helpful to them.
Yeah, you are right. I will speak with Dr. Turki about this, and
Yes,
inshallah,
doctor.
I will provide you with the new link if they arranged it to share
Yes,
with them,
doctor.
inshallah.
Yes, yes, yes. I think we can share in the emails as well.
Yeah,
Um,
inshallah.
okay,
After
doctor.
it's ready, I will send you, inshallah.
Yes, doctor. Thank you so much.
So you are
Jazakallah
welcome,
khair.
welcome.